Blessings and greetings, y'all. I am Brandy. Back before you again because I wanted to share something and kind of see if you guys are experiencing or have experienced pretty much kind of like the same thing. It's funny to me oftentimes how you're led to listen to something that is literally speaking to either your situation or even a thought that you've had, like you hadn't even spoken it out. Well, sometimes you have, but sometimes it's literally a thought that is going through your mind. And recently I have listened to a message for the third time. I'm gonna listen to it again too though. I listened to a message for the third time as it pertains to stepping out and doing something different. Of course, hearing the voice of God, but also speaking about missing his voice and missing out on something because you didn't really grasp what you should have grasped, so to speak. And for me, I know I have been saying, blessed God, that I know I'm going to do something different. I know I'm called to a sector to do something different, and God allowed me to experience, that's a big old B, allowed me to experience certain things and to have certain experiences prior to getting into that realm. And he also allowed me to have time to let go of some things that I needed to let go of before going off into that sector, as well as far as like habits go. You know what I'm saying? I've been blessed to be, in close quarters and even in what I would call friendship with some very just say it, prominent people, people who are viewed as legends and whatnot in their genres of entertainment and things of that sort. And so for me, to be able to be exposed to that to the extent that I was in different time periods, I feel like God was given like a glimpse, if you will, a preview of what he was wanting me and is wanting me to be in preparation for, and to get my mind ready for, because folks always seeing me post different sermons, and I will continue to do that. Everything that I'm led to post, I'm going to do that and share and all of that, because you never know whose voice someone may be, inclined to listen to. And everybody's teaching style and preaching style and whatever is different. And so certain people are inclined to hear certain things, and I grasp what I grasp. So sure, blessed God. But for me, being in the realm of, God's purpose for my life, it's not going to necessarily look like what most people may think it's going to look like, because I've been so, I guess you could say, consistent with posting things that were in the arena of, or the space of, church settings. That's all great, but even in the Word, God talks about those who are sick, and I'm in the book of Matthew now again, y'all. Talks about those who are sick versus those who are healthy. So it's like, who needs what? If someone is healthy, why are you trying to give them medicine? It's those who are sick who need medicine, right? And not saying that you're just trying to shove something down somebody's throat, but sometimes it's as simple as listening. In the field of counseling, we have to do a lot of listening. I still consider myself in it. You do a lot of listening, and you have to pay attention to what blessed God, what certain people's not only their strengths and things that they need to work on to become stronger in, but things that trigger them, past hurts, past disappointments, things of that sort. In industries of entertainment, that is something that is very prevalent. That's something that is very prevalent. I hear so much, and I've heard so much about people being taken advantage of, and I mean from the younger ones to the older seasoned people in the game who've been in it for like 30, 40 years. They came into it very early. So those who have been in it for a number of decades, things that they had to go through, things that they experienced, that it was just like, wow, whoa, And sometimes just having a person who, blessed God, a person who carries a thing that God has placed in them. And it could be something so very simple, but that is so profound, that is needed. God uses the foolish things to confound the wise. And that can be something that opens a door for so many people to come to him. You never know. You never know. And so in listening to this message yet again, it was like another confirmation to me. Because when you got Daddy God telling you, just be yourself. All of you. All of you. And I talk about, us having layers, especially us women. But, I know fellas do too. But having layers and not being ashamed and not being afraid to show all layers, because you never know what you're getting with me. It's all good, but there are so many layers, and people have yet to see the fullness. And it's like God gave that for a reason. And envy is such an ugly character trait that people do not like to own, but they are such the depiction of it so many times. And it's just like that, it's meant to cause so much harm in so many ways. For me, because I'll put it like this, I'm a competitive person when I need to be, but I ain't finna compete for something that I know is mine. If you feel like you want to compete with me, go ahead, you can wear yourself out, because I'm just doing what I do, and it is what it is. And but I have pulled back. You can't pull back so much to where you're not moving forward in the thing that God wants you to do, in the way that he wants you to do it. And I speak about being peculiar, and I speak about being unique, and I speak about just letting your voice be heard, and your inner beauty coming out and showing your face. Be a smiling face, because some people need that. Some people really do need that. They really do, because they see frowning faces all the time. They hear ugly words all the time. So it's like, God gave me this, so why would I try to hide it? But people will point to you and try to make it something so ugly and so not what it is. It's like, Brandy, girl, you got to put on your big girl panties too, and do the very thing that you're telling everybody else to do. Let this be a word for anybody who's feeling the same thing. You've pulled back. You tried to hide again because some ugliness has come forth to make you feel like you're doing too much. You're not doing too much. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You're doing what you're supposed to do. I had did a word about the responsibility of being seen. And the responsibility of being seen comes with courage. You have to have the courage to be seen to. You have to have the courage to be bold. You have to have the courage to be able to mute the mess, so to speak, and do it anyway. So I'm telling you right now, man, do it anyway. All of it that God has for you to do it in every area. Do it. Blessed God. You guys have an awesome rest of your Tuesday, and I will catch you in the next one, all right?